just trying to get there. You know, I wonder if all complex patients are like this. I'm a complex patient. But you know how I got complex? I had a couple things going on, and just long-term misdiagnosis and harm from medical stuff, medical injuries, made me complex. I don't know if I wonder for how many people is that the case, that they weren't complex, they became complex because because the medical system accidentally makes them that way. From misdiagnosis, from medical injuries. The night, my God, LDN. I'm on day 5 maybe or 6 of a very, very, very low dose LDN. I swear, the dream I was in last night was so vivid that I got up out of the bed and I was running from what was happening in the dream. It was so real. And I've always had vivid dreams all my life. I remember when I was 15 years old, the dream I would just dream like crazy, and all the dreams would be so vivid, and I'd wake up and I would write down, just I would write and write and write my dreams down, and it was like I had just woke I it was like I went to 6 movies every night while I was asleep. And I would wake up with all this information in my head, all these scenes in my head, all these thoughts and feelings, and it was overwhelming. And or when I was, a young adult, and I would go to school or to work, and I'd have all these things in my head, all these scenes like from movies, all these different dreams. It was just crazy. And last night, wow, that was. And then as the day wore on, eventually some of the dreams would start to slip away, But really vivid dreaming. And last night, LDN is supposed to do that to you. For some people, that's one of the side effects. They can't take it because of sleep issues, and it could cause really vivid dreams. And man, that was crazy. Like, if you would have asked me 2 hours ago what it was all about, I could tell you more in detail, but it's starting to slip away. I've been up for about 2 hours trying to get up. I dreamt I was being kidnapped or held hostage. All night long, my teeth hurt so bad. I want to tell you another thing about this LDN. I've noticed, like, when I wake up or during the night or after I take the LDN, I'm kind of hacking up a bit of phlegm from my throat, And when I wake up, and while I'm trying to sleep, I've got this bother. Oh, pardon me. I had this bothersome phlegm in my throat that I'll get up and spit out, or I'm trying to hack this up. And I'm thinking, this is weird. Why is this happening the past few days? And I looked it up, and sure enough, it can be from the LDN. And last night I was trying hard to get phlegm out of my sinus, and I thought, this is weird. Why is this happening? Guess it's from the LDN. Pardon me. Wow. My teeth hurt all night long. My jaw and my teeth. You know what? I really feel like throughout the past 7 years since this injury started, there are so many things wrong, and it's always something else is escalating, and something else is easing off, and something else is escalating and really bad to the point I can't take it anymore. And then that starts to ease off, and then something else is escalating. It's always been that way, hasn't it? It's always been, but it's always like there's 15, 20 things wrong, and there's always one that's just really bad at the moment, one or two. Like any given week or month, if you ask me, well, what's your worst symptom? It would always be 2 or 3, and not necessarily the same ones. And then the major one would always be sleep or pain. But then all these other things all the time, waxing and waning. And like I'm just so tired of it all. All night long, my jaw, I don't know, for days or weeks, all my teeth hurt. Every tooth. It feels like I'm going to lose all my teeth. It's terrifying. I have to take this Band-Aid off my nose. I put this in. It really helps with the empty nose. Pain. It's cut my pain down to 50% for the sinuses. Anyways, my teeth are just killing me, and I'm terrified. It feels like I'm gonna lose all my teeth. It feels like something's happening. And my jaw hurts so bad, and it's making my whole skull hurt. And I stopped CPAP, I don't know how long ago, a week ago, because I just can't stand the pain in my sinuses and in the bones in my face and my jaw. And I thought, if I stopped the CPAP, all of that pain would go. It stopped the pain in the bones in my face, but not the jaw. And what's happening, and this goes back, I made a post about this the other day. If you don't get the proper health care in a timely manner, or if you don't get the proper health care at all, if you're getting the wrong kind of health care, more and more health issues are going to arise from that. And nobody tells you that, right? Nobody tells you that. And really, my whole history of health issues, all the, a lot of what's gone on is because of the proper health care. The proper health care was never given years ago. And what's I think where the jaw pain is coming from, even with the CPAP on, I I have an airway issue, right? Trouble breathing in the throat, and that has never been properly assessed. How many minutes? I can't see the time on this new phone. How many minutes long is this video already? My airway problem has never ever been assessed by a doctor, and and the apnea is an issue. Um, but even with CPAP, without CPAP, I'm dropping my jaw now. Even during the day watching TV, I'll have my lips closed, but I'm dropping the jaw so that the teeth are parted, so that I'm trying to make more air in my throat, I think subconsciously. And I'm doing this while I'm asleep. I think this is what's going on. I don't know. I'm dropping my jaw while keeping my lips closed, and it's causing so much pain. Like just sickening, aching pain all night long. And my skull hurts, and all. Maybe that's where all the teeth pain is coming from. You know, throughout all of this, the past 7 years, I feel like I should have all my affairs in order, and I should have my will done, because there's always more than a dozen things, pain and suffering and medical issues, and there's always one thing, one or two things that are escalating and getting worse and worse, and then that one will drop off, and another one will get worse and worse. And it's like I always never know how bad it's going to get, and I fear that one of these things eventually will just be enough to just push me over the edge, and I just can't take the pain anymore. I can't take the, let's say, the insomnia, was so life threatening there, that could have done it, right? Like, for 4.5 years, I slept 1 or 2 hours a night, 1 or 2 hours every 24 hours, and it was so touch and go. Staying alive was so hard. There were many nights, not in a row, but many, many nights I had zero sleep. It was so touch and go trying to live through that. And the neuropathy, there were times I was sweating with fever. The pain was so bad, and I would just rock back and forth for hours, or pray nonstop. Like there was no pain control. And now the jaw pain, the teeth pain, the fatigue, I am just, even before I went to bed, and then I wake up, I'm just so tired. I am so tired. Like, there's no relief. I've got no remedies, right? Like, and I used to wonder how do all these other people manage? They manage with drugs. I can't do the drugs. I can't. Tylenol doesn't work. I can't take all the other drugs that they've tried to give me. I'm reacting like to LDN like crazy. I'm taking 0.1. 0.1 milligram. And I'm sick and nauseous from it, like the flu. And headaches from it. I don't know, guys. It's a race to the finish line here.